Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of King of Fighters 15, My Hopes and Fears. Now in this series, I don't know how many parts it will turn out to be, but in this part is part 2, and I want to talk about the characters and their appeal and what SNK, well, not should do, but what SNK could do with their character selection. Okay, so we're going to talk about my hopes first of all, and I hope for new characters. But this might not be what you're hoping for. And I know that a lot of fans have been hoping for the return of old characters. Now, why is this very important? Well, it's simply because the people who want the old characters to come back are real fans. And I think that those real fans are going to be definitely playing the game for this character. On the other hand, we have the potential market of new players that want to buy a game because they have somebody interesting. What makes a character interesting? Perhaps it could be that this character looks like a kind of familiar kind of anime style or movie character style or fantasy character style or something that they've seen that piques their interest. And in other words, I'm talking about a particular stereotype of character, a trope, if you will. This is the kind of character that is very, very dangerous for SNK to adopt. You could say, for example, the waifu, or the androgynous skinny male, or the young lolicon attracting character, which is, meant to be for younger people who want to relate to themselves in a video game. But, at the moment, in reality, it's older people, boomers, that are playing a lot of video games. Not all. But SNK wants to attract the younger audience. They want to attract the female audience. They want to attract the trans audience. They want to attract everyone. They want more players to play the game. So it's got nothing to do really with politics. It's not that, don't pretend that a video game company is trying to support rights or whatever. They just want more players. And I applaud this, really. I mean, it would be better if political. But get more players, get more people to play together, everybody's happy. That's what I think. Right? So, we have new characters that potentially need to follow a trend. What are the current trends at the moment for anime characters? Well, if we're looking at anime in general, because I think video games follow anime most of all, we've got a lot of samurai, a lot of fantasy, we've got characters with bunny ears, we've got half demons, and KOF is not really about that. KOF is really, if we keep to the spirit of SNK, of KOF, I think KOF characters have always been kind of streetwise, really cool, new, modern kind of outfits. If you follow the trend of Orochinagi through the years, it's like biker outfit, then some sort of, that's, King of Fighters 14, that is very modern, and Yuri represents that as well, while some of the other characters are still wearing waistcoats and sports jackets, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see what SNK chooses to do. And my fears are that SNK just tries to copy a particular style which could potentially end as soon as they release the game. Remember that they've developed this for maybe 2 years already. So these designs were approved a long time ago. But the things with trends is that, suddenly you have some new waifu, she's got a furry top and she's got ears and she's mega cute, or she's a spaceship or a battleship or a boat or something, and she's really cool. Everyone's like, oh wow, fantastic. And then, a year later, like, let's move on to the next one. As for the slim male character who can destroy things and is quite emotional and depressed, I think that's quite classic. That doesn't really expire, so that's kind of a fail-safe bet for SNK. So we'll see how that works out. But that's my fear. And of course, again, another fear is that if they bring back an older character, that character represents an age, it represents a style, it pleases that group of players who'll be very, very happy. But the reality is that those players are a niche. They're a very small amount of people. And is that going to bring SNK profit? There is, of course, always a chance that certain characters like that suddenly explode in popularity. Everyone thinks, wow, that's a vintage style, that's so awesome, that's cool, and everybody goes mental. And of course as well, that the niche base could actually be a huge amount of players, and I could be completely wrong. You tell me how many people love Oswald and how many people love Haydn, right? The sales would say it all. So we're going to talk about DLC strategy in another video, but at the moment, yeah, I think let's just recap that now and summarize to finish. So my hopes are new characters, new cool characters, new waifus, and characters that can kind of please and make everyone happy somehow. But then I'm scared at the same time they'll bring back a niche character that only a small amount of people actually like, which is cool, but will it bring sales? Not so much. And that they pick a particular trend of character that's actually already boring now because it's been in development for 2 years. So as you know, making a video game, it's full of risks. It's full of risks that they have to take. So good luck to SNK. And if you have any ideas, or if you want to just tell us about your favorite character that you'd like to see back in KOF 15, or a new trend that you'd like to see, or even if you have any ideas, leave a comment. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next part. Addendum, I forgot to mention as well, I do hope for a crossover character. Crossover characters, as you've seen with SNK, they've got loads and loads of crossover characters, which has made SNK much more famous, although there is the balance of, wait, hold on a minute, that's Terry Bogard from Smash. Well, you know, whatever, but eventually they're going to figure it out. And so that's always good for SNK to do that. So it's going to also work in the opposite direction. Although arguably people who play KOF games pretty much know all the other fighting games, I think. So it will be nice to see some guest characters. Though it's been interesting to see the response from the Orochinagi Facebook group pages and the Twitter. Because when I asked them, they were like, Tekken character, yeah, okay, yeah, it would be good. About 50-60% said yes. For the Street Fight character, they were like more like 60% was no, if I remember correctly. So it's interesting. And also, of course, if you've seen King of Fighters All-Star, where we had Tekken characters, you may have noticed that they were extremely strong. And, I mean, if you see in the inverse, if you've seen Tekken 7, Geese is extremely strong, which can upset both player bases when they're like, who's this guest character from another game, and why are they so strong in our game? The pros and cons of having a guest character, you know, I guess you want to make sure that this character represents their brand, and their brand is not weak. But at the same time, you're like, well, hold on a minute, well, why is this character stronger than me? So I understand that, and I personally don't really like it. But for an equal sharing of characters and of brands, I guess that's what we have to do. So I do expect these guest characters to be extremely strong, which is going to be a hassle, but you know, that's the way of business, I guess. So if you've got any guest characters you'd really like to see, why not drop a comment?